Welcome back to St. Isidore's Farm. Something we said in this video that was a goal for our channel for this coming year was to upload a video every week, just an update of what we're doing. We've been pretty good about that, meeting that goal up until about this week. And it's not that we didn't get a bunch of stuff done out here on the farm and get some video of it. Have had no time to edit. So we're just gonna make a really quick update video for this week, but I just want to say to all the subscribers and people following our channel, it's going to get a little rough, a little dicey in the coming weeks. It's going to get rough. My primary job off the farm, full-time job, is just going to get really demanding up until about Memorial Day weekend. So that, and with our open house here on the farm, there's just going to be a whole lot to do. And editing videos is the thing that gets pushed, unfortunately. If something's got to go, time for making videos, I'm sorry, goes to the back burner. So here's a quick look at things that we did. We finally set our burn piles, brush piles that we had been building on stumps, over two very large stumps in one of our pastures. And these are stumps that we have tried to go at and remove for some time, but they do not want to budge. They were huge trees out in the middle of this pasture that previous owners cut down and just left these stumps. So the hope is that these brush piles, these burn piles, aside from getting rid of stuff that we need to get rid of anyways, they burn down, and then the embers and the coals will hopefully eventually burn down into the roots, the stump itself. And we've done it a couple other places and it's worked great. Hopefully it will work on these, and well, we'll show you in an update once it's completely cooled down, because they'll keep burning for a few days. Go out there and see if these things are gone or not. So while we were doing that, we also continued cleaning up some of the trees that we took down outside of, or on the side of where this garden is. I talked about that in a previous video about the need to remove all these volunteer pine trees that were blocking sun. So we came out and spent a lot of time continuing to cut and clear brush from those, and while the burn piles were going, taking the tops out of those pine trees and putting those in the burn pile. The boys worked on building another table in the greenhouse, and Samuel got to do a lot of the work in terms of screwing and putting together that table. So now we have all of our tables built in the greenhouse, which is, that's nice to have that completely done. Most of our seedlings have germinated, but we've got a bunch that haven't, and mostly it's the peppers. And just trying to maintain the temperature at night hot enough to get them to germinate, but those are starting to happen as well. Unfortunately, because of all the rainy weather that we had early on that delayed the completion of this greenhouse, well, we didn't get seeds in as soon as we would have liked, so for our open house, we may end up with some fairly small plants, which is unfortunate. We'd hoped to have something a little bit larger to sell when people come here for the plant sale. But the good news is things are germinating, and certainly the greenhouse is working. We've also been out working in the garden, so getting some seeds and things in the ground and getting that ready for this growing season in our Back to Eden garden, which is really starting to come along nicely, and that the soil that is there is really, it's just going to be great. So I think this is going to be our best growing season yet in the garden, so pretty excited about that. We are doing some other little things, like we've got to get water actually over here on the corner. So we ran water that comes out from our well out here. It feeds our raised beds, it supplies water to the greenhouse, but then also comes out over here, and we knew eventually it would go over and we would need water out there. So we are putting in a pipe stubbing up so we can hook hoses up there. Didn't have to worry about it in the past because we just ran water from inside the greenhouse when there was no structure. We just pulled the water from in here. So now that we've got this closed up, we need something a little bit more convenient. So we're gonna get that done. That'll eventually be a yard hydrant, but for right now, we're just gonna stub up a pipe and put a hose bib on top of there. Other thing that we started really working on was running the electrical for lighting. And we got out of the panel over, got switches put in, get lights in, and we're running the power for that. Hopefully that will be completed soon, very, very soon, because sometimes we come out here at night and we want to look at or water plants and it's completely dark. With a headlamp, it'd just be nice to flip a switch and have the greenhouse lit up. We did get the differential pressure switch that we talked about in the previous video for inflating the polyfilm on the greenhouse. So we have this. This is what it looks like. So power goes in here, and then you've got two hoses that it comes with that go off of these fittings, and then these that will go through the board into the plastic. You probably won't have the pointy edges on them, but those go to each of these to give high and low pressures to turn on and off the fans. So it's a real simple thing that you just run this in, just like a light switch. You just are interrupting the black wire on this, and what's telling it to close or open the switch is pressure. So that's pretty cool. The reason this isn't on here is that Amazon shipped this gasket material and the postal service lost it. So I haven't had this done yet, but again, we'll be able to cut this by next week, have it in as a flap over this for a one-way valve, so that when the fan shuts off and it's no longer blowing, this will close back over that opening, and the pressure inside the film will push against it, and until eventually it loses that pressure, it'll sense it, kick it back on. And last but not least, one other really cool thing that happened was yesterday with our school, got to take a group of students and with our ag teacher at our school and went and visited Forrest Pritchard at Smith Meadows Farms, his farm up in Virginia. If you've not read his book, Gaining Ground, highly recommend it. It's an excellent book. It's a fun read, but just his story as a young man in his 20s taking over his family's farm, 7th generation farmer, but he went to school and studied literature and other things, had no plans of being a farmer. Very much in the model of Joel Salatin, Forrest does completely pasture-based meats. So cows, pigs, chickens, sheep, and really gorgeous farm and an incredible day with him. So hopefully I'll actually do more about that and include some, probably do a specific video just about that visit. But that was all day yesterday. We left at 4 something in the morning and got back late last night from driving up there. And so anyways, that was really, really neat. That's it for this week and this video from here at St. Isidore's Farm. We're gonna have to hustle because we got to get everything back in order on the farm. We've got to get seeds into some of our pastures. We're going to try and grow cut flowers this year in a couple of different pastures, continue trying to improve soil in other fields, and then continue to work on our Back to Eden gardens. So lots to do. We'll try to get things video and edited and uploaded on a weekly basis if we can. Thanks for your patience that this didn't get uploaded Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and it's a late upload. But, well, that's what it's going to have to be. I hope everybody's doing really well and enjoying the same weather we are, which is just spectacular. It's been incredible here. So, until the next video from here at St. Isidore's Farm, take care and God bless.